What's happening, Reef gangsters? Robert's finally back to do another video. Had a lot of personal matters come up the last month or so I haven't had time to do any updates. But life goes on, and wanted to report some changes. So let's just break right into it. The first thing I'm going to report is that Speedy Lips 5.0 is thriving and doing fantastic. He's eating frozen food, just like Speedy Lips 3.0 did. We all remember what happened to 4.0, right? He died within 15 minutes. He was a tiny little guy. But 5.0 has filled the fins of 3.0. He's out there. He's fighting for food. He's found his place in this world of mine. And I'm really excited about that. So he's doing great. And there have been some significant changes to the tank. You guys have probably already noticed that here on the left side, right here, I ended up removing a large rock that had that Superman Monty on it and the rainbow Monty, and it had a Miyagi tort attached to it. And I decided to pull it out. God, I can't remember what the reason was. I think I just wanted to change things up and open it up even more. I realized since I started this tank, I put too much rock in here. And I think a lot of aquarists have a tendency to do that, including myself, where we overscape our aquarium. And we lose a lot of space for corals to grow when we do that. So that rock was significantly large, probably about, 15 inches in each direction. Look at that, how the light's changing. That's so weird. I have my little orange filter on. I wonder why I just did that. But I ended up pulling that rock out, and then I consolidated all my A cans right here. And then in a prior video, I had explained that this orange A can right here, the one in the very front, it's got some purple in the centers. It had a black sponge growing on it, and so I had to frag that piece up. There were 3 pieces. One went to, 2 went to friends, and I kept this one right here. So we're talking about that guy right there. That's my favorite piece. It's beautiful. Anyway, all the A cans are right here. And then the Heisenberg, I have 6 pieces of it because I had a buddy give me a piece of it, and it was growing on a frag plate. So I had used a very thin flathead screwdriver, and I popped off those pieces. Ended up with, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. Some very small, but they're all growing. They're all encrusting on this rock right here. So that's the Heisenberg Aquapora species, very popular in the hobby right now. I'll be looking forward to seeing that grow out. And then here, I've been told a couple times the name, and I always forget. I need to start writing things down. This is Steve Tyree Staghorn Aquapora, and it's gorgeous. A buddy of mine has a large piece of it, or colony, I should say, in his aquarium. So he broke off like a 12-inch piece for me. And I have 2 of them, actually. I have the one right here, and it's solid purple with a strong blue axial coralite. And it grows like these individual branches. They're very spaced out. It's not a type of staghorn that grows many branches. It's very elegant when it matures. I actually have a piece of it over there too. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. It's kind of growing out next to the Cali tort. It's that one piece right there. Yeah, I kind of just jammed it in there, and it's doing great. So put that there. Got the Oregon blue tort next to it right there. There's another tenuous species that I received from a buddy as well. Beautiful, like a lime green color with like an orangish pastel coloration on the polyps, and kind of a lavender color on the axial coralites. Looks fantastic when the actinics are on, the radians are off, the AI glows that I have on the tank. Beautiful piece. Anyway, That's the Steve Tyree Purple Monster. You can see it's encrusting all over the rock right there. I've added 3 new Anthias. I got these little babies. Believe it or not, I took them right when they shipped them in. They didn't even take them out of the bag. I got them from Petco. And they're doing fantastic. They have a voracious appetite. Unfortunately, one of my other Anthias is not doing well. You know, it's weird with these leer tails. They'll be doing fine, and all of a sudden, boom, bacterial infection. So I do have one of my larger females is not been doing well for the last week and a half or so, maybe 2 weeks. Surprised she's still alive, but she definitely has some type of bacterial infection. There's not much I can do about it. Sometimes they get through it, and sometimes they don't. So as of right now, we have 4 healthy Anthias, and we have the 1 sick female, and believe it or not, I still have Moses in here. That's his name. My male leer tail. If you go back to some of my previous videos, you'll see him. It's fantastic. He's not sick. There's some kind of hierarchy issue, I can't say that word, but there's an issue with the female that's now sick. I guess she was bullying him, and he took to hiding. And he's literally been hiding now for about a month. I am surprised he has not died. I do at times take a close look at him. He's not breathing heavy. He has no bacterial infection or no disease. He's just literally locked up socially. It's a really strange thing that I've learned about with Anthias. I didn't know that could occur. And he must be grabbing some food, because if he's not eaten, he should have passed away by now. So, but he's in there, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. So we'll just keep an eye on that and update you later. But yeah, Anthias can be tough, and I plan to add some more. What else has been happening? Oh, I removed my triggerfish, my blue throat trigger, and when I did that, Nigel was great. That was his name, Nigel. I love that fish, but you know, in all fairness, he was still pretty small, but he was going to outgrow this tank, and the purple was not happy with him. And I noticed that the purple tank was getting more aggressive, trying to attack him as he was swimming up on top. And the whole tank just seemed stressed. So I caught him out. It was really easy. He literally went into the container where I had the food in. You know, I guess I betrayed him, right? He trusted me. But I caught him out, and he's in a good home now. He's in a 135-gallon tank, so that's fantastic. But the harmony of the tank has completely changed. I mean, all of the fish now are just way more happier as we watch the 6-line wrasse chase the Anthias. But yeah, the tank is just socially much better without the trigger in here. And also my nitrates have come down as a result of that. My nitrates were probably hovering around 16 to 20, 22, 23, even 24 parts per million. Now they're down between 8 and 12, 13-ish. Without the trigger in here. Triggers are messy eaters. They eat a lot. They produce a lot of waste. So I think overall it's just a benefit to remove the trigger. What else have I done in here? Well, let's skip down to the Aqua Wiz really quick. I'm not going to do a full update on the Aqua Wiz, because if you want to see a really good update or install, an unboxing of the Aqua Wiz, I would check out parkersreef.com. He does an excellent video on it. The one thing I'll say about the Aqua Wiz, now I've had it since January 26th, okay, so we're coming up on 2 months. I've only had one little hiccup. I had an issue with the pH probe, and then I called Anand over Collector's Corals. We worked right through it, got the problem fixed. That has literally been the only hiccup, and it's completely dialed in. It takes some time. And something I'm going to note that I've noticed with some of the Aqua Wiz unboxing videos, it is really important that you allow the Aqua Wiz to control the dosing. Okay, so the Aqua Wiz is in charge of dosing my sodium bicarbonate. You know, you got to remember, it's every hour. I got it set for every hour. It's reading, it's taking measurements of my DKH, and then it's going to go ahead and dose my sodium bicarbonate based on my target, which is 8 DKH, right? So as the Aqua Wiz ages, it learns about your tank and it doses appropriately. I'm not kidding you. My DKH swing now is 0.3. It's been 0.3 now for about 2 weeks. And that's a really, I mean, before I had the Aqua Wiz, I was swinging anywhere from a point to maybe a point and a half. So I am beyond impressed with this device, and it has stabilized my aquarium as far as my alkalinity goes. But it's really important that if you're dosing sodium bicarbonate or soda ash, not kalkwasser, you can't dose kalkwasser with this device. But if you're dosing those two things, or just some other alkalinity product, you need to let the Aqua Wiz dose that, okay? And it's gonna go ahead and dose the appropriate amount per hour based on your target, what you set your target for, okay? And so if we come over here, really quick, let's get this turned on. So you see here, that's my target, 8, and you can change it. You can have it at 8.5 or 8 point whatever, or 7.5, whatever you want. Okay, this is telling me how much I have in my container, right? I have a gallon container that I refill about every 20 days. I have about 1,830 mils left. Now, if we go to the graph here, this is gonna be your graph. This is gonna show you every hour. And you don't have to do a test every hour, but it's recommended. You could do it every 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I think up to 6 hours. But if you see my line here, it's really tight. So we got 7.7, 7.9, 7.9, 7.9, 8, 8, 7.7, 7.8, 7.6, almost 7.7, 7.6, 7.7, 7.7. So you see this every hour you're getting a reading, and it graphs it out. So this is awesome because you can really monitor and streamline your alkalinity dosing with the Aqua Wiz, and it's so far just an amazing product. I'm really happy with it. So I would feel comfortable at this point to recommend it to anybody. Just like any other product, there's always going to be some complications that will come up, but what's important is the customer service that's provided to you. And Anand over there at Collector's Corals provides a very high level customer service. I've obviously experienced it personally, and he'll take care of you. So that's my recommendation on that. What else has been cracked in my tank? Okay, so I added a Kessel, tuna blue. I think it's the A360XE with the dongle, right? So got it set up, really easy peasy to put together, and I mean, the quality is exceptional. It's a great light. What I need to do at this point is I haven't done it yet. I just got the light a couple weeks ago, but I'm gonna end up moving my radions over just a little bit so I can get the full penetration of light into the tank. And the reason why I bought this really is not for any other reason than to get that metal halide shimmer, which I'm getting that now, and it's fantastic. But once I make the adjustments on the radions, we'll be able to see that more in full effect. So I bought that guy. What else have I done? I always forget something. I think that's probably pretty much it. Oh, and then as far as my maintenance goes, I've decided now, since I've adopted the Reef Moonshiners in the last few months, my plan is going to be to do a water change once a month. Now that my nitrates are lower, I can certainly get away with that. And then right before I do my water change, I'm going to do an ICP. So every month I'm going to do an ICP. It's expensive, but if you can afford it and you're into the Reef Moonshiner method, I would highly recommend that, so you can really stay on top of it. So that's a new decision that I've made. Once a month water change, and I do about 25-30%, and I might dial that back a little bit, maybe more like 20-25%. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of water changes, you're defeating the purpose of the Reef Moonshiners because you're taking out a bunch of trace elements, right, when you do a water change. But you're kind of forced to if you have higher nitrate or your phosphates are out of control. So it's kind of a balancing act. And as we see with my tank, when I pulled the trigger out, it took a lot of pressure off phosphate and nitrate. Also, by adding the Bubble King skimmer has also really helped out on excessive nutrients compared to the Nios 160 that I'd under before. So having an excellent skimmer to help you remove waste is pertinent to kind of manage those nutrient levels so you don't get into trouble, okay? Just thinking what else I need to go over. I think that's pretty much it for now. But yeah, I mean, try to get a closer look on the corals. Everything is doing fantastic. I've finally reached a point now with my tank where I can just kick back, let everything just take off and grow. I don't have any more room for any additional corals at this point. And if I'm gonna jam in any more SPS, you know, I'm just, I'm cluttering the tank, right? I mean, unless it's an exceptional piece and I just have to have it, I don't see the point of just continuing to add pieces because, you know, I'm a SPS junkie. It's good to make sure you have enough adequate room so the corals can grow appropriately. But even if you look in this section over here, all these corals are growing into each other and there's a little bit of war, but not much. So I guess you could say, yeah, well, we put a lot of corals close to each other. When they grow out, you know, they'll attack each other a little bit and then they'll just kind of go their own direction. So I'm not necessarily saying it's a problem, but I think aesthetically, when you give coral space to grow, it's more appeasing to the eye. But yeah, so, and the torch is the centerpiece now. I moved that there, and I did keep a piece of the rainbow Montipora, and I just actually 4 of them, the little frags down there that I just glued to the bottom. I figured it'll be safe down there, and it can just grow all over the bottom here. But yeah, no, everything's going good. One other thing is I'm tired of fighting my shrimp. I feed this coral, but every time I do, the shrimp just steal the food. I waited 2 hours the other night. I left for 10 minutes. I came back and they had their claws in the mouth of the scalemia, ripping out the krill. So I bought a cage from a guy on Etsy, and I'm excited to get that. It's about it's a 5-inch dome, and it's about 5 inches tall. So I'm gonna cover the coral when I feed it, just leave it there all night so the shrimp can't steal the food. And you know, I fed the shrimp heavy too. I gave them a ton of food, but of course it wasn't enough. They're very selfish. So yeah, I bought one of those. I think that's kind of pretty much it. Yeah, things are going great. Guys, feel free to let your friends know about my channel. Hit the like button. I appreciate all my subscribers. I got 72 subscribers, 73, and I probably got the best ones out there. So let's try to get it to 100. I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope life's going great. Talk to you soon.